Yes, very good morning, my dear friends. So we're discussing the concept of time of supply. In that we discussed about section 12 and section 13, and I hope we got a good clarity on these two sections. Only one last section is left out. Let's complete that and close this topic. Then we'll start another fantastic topic known as value of supply. And that topic will take some sweet time. We can't complete so easily because we have to learn about section 15 valuation and also valuation rules. That will take a lot of time. Okay? And once that value of supply chapter is over, we will take a short break for solving various questions on the concepts what we learned. Then we'll start new chapter. Some students thought break means holidays. No, not at all. Chalo, shall we proceed? Madam, good morning. Can we start? Yes, thank you so much. What is section 7? Section 8? Composite supply and mixed supply. Come on, yaar, sit actively. So young people, such a lovely people you are all. Some friends are relaxing, sleeping. Some are in dreams only. Come on, sit active, man. How active you have to be? Young people, young chap. Come on. Now some friends over action. What is section 8? Composite supply and mixed supply. At what rate do we tax composite supply? Composite supply is taxed by the rate of principal supply. How do we tax mixed supply? Mixed supply is taxable at highest rate. Are we clear with that point, everybody? Yes, good. Then, my dear friends, tell me. We discussed about the interesting concept where in supply we also spoke about schedule 1, schedule 2, schedule 3. Schedule 1 talks about transactions regarded as supply even though there is no consideration. Schedule 2 talks about bifurcation between goods and services. Schedule 3, transactions which are neither regarded as supply of goods nor supply of service. I'm sure you remember all the points? Yes, very good. Wonderful. Tell me, how many points are there in schedule 1? 4 points. What is second point? Supply between distinct or related persons in the course or furtherance of business. Third one, supply of goods from principal to agent. Is service by employee to employer taxable? No. Court or tribunal? No. Speak out. No. Funeral? No. Burial? No. Mortuary? No. Ambulance? Ambulance is not covered there, but let me tell you, ambulance is covered in a list called exemption list, which we will start after value of supply. After value of supply, we'll learn about exemption list, where we have got multiple exemptions to learn. Almost more than 100 points we'll discuss, and pakka question will come in exam, and they are very, very interesting. Daily little we'll learn, but very, very interesting. Are we clear, friends? Yes. What is section 12? Time of supply in case of goods. Some friends reaction. No singing, dancing. Answer I want. 12 is time of supply for goods. 13. Time of supply in case of services. 14 will start now. And 12.1. Liability to pay tax shall be as per time of supply. 12.2. General rule. Very good. 12.3. Time of supply for goods covered under RCM. 12.4. Vouchers. Vouchers, what are the two categories? Supply is identifiable date of issue of voucher, not identifiable date of redemption of voucher. 12.5. Residual case. Very good. 12.6. Addition in value by way of interest, late fees, penalty charged by supplier from recipient. The date when addition in value is received. Correct, no? Speak out. Excellent. What is 13.1? Liability to pay tax shall be as per time of supply. Now, very important question. What is 13.2? General rule. What is the concept, guys? General rule. If the invoice is issued within time, date of invoice, date of payment, whichever is earlier. If invoice is not issued within time, date of completion of service or date of payment, whichever is earlier. When I talk about that word within time, in general time limit is 30 days. But for bank NBFC it is 45 days. Clear with that point? Insurance also 45 days only. Yes, perfect answer. It is also 45 days only. And in case of continuous supply of goods, if that continuous supply of service, if due date is ascertainable on or before due date of payment, not ascertainable on or before date of payment, continuous supply. Third last point, linked to event or milestone. On or before completion of such event or milestone. Clear with that? 13.3 is what? RCM. What is the answer? Date of payment or 61st day from date of invoice. Whichever is. Of course, they will never tell whichever is later. They will always tell earlier only. Because earlier the better for them. The more quickly they get the tax. Are we clear with this? Done. Let's start section 14. Come on friends, let me tell you. Section 14 talks about, okay wait, before we start section 14, one more small special point. Listen carefully. Sir, in case of goods, on advances, are we liable to pay GST? Speak out. Definitely answer is no, because we know that directly time of supply is date of invoice. Yesterday we discussed one question for 4 cases were there and all the 4 case answer was date of invoice. Logic was simple because for goods time of supply always is date of invoice, which means actual date of invoice or last date when invoice is ought to have been issued, whichever is earlier. Correct sir? Now see, services. On advances, are we liable to pay GST? Now here one small special point is there. Listen. Sir, there is one company, Airtel. Shivateja is a customer of Airtel, hardcore customer since last 20 years. Yeah? Always I thought I will shift to other, but I did not shift. When Jio has come, I thought I'll port to Jio. I went to Jio office, but did fill the form, but did not feel like signing. So much addicted to Airtel. If you ask why, there is no answer. So there are so many people like me who are fans of Airtel. Anybody here? Wonderful. How many are using Jio? Almost everybody. How many are not using cell phone at all? Some are telling, what is that question, sir? See now. So, listen. Airtel gave a bill of 700 per month. Example. Now don't tell us 700 per month, very costly, come to Jio, 400 rupees 3 months. I don't want any plans now. Listen. Example. How much is the Airtel bill? Shivateja paid straight away 1000. Can I pay like that? Speak out. Now how much extra I paid? From Airtel point of view, if you observe, I paid some extra amount. How much is the extra amount? 300. Is that a gift what I gave to Airtel? No. Then why did I pay extra 300? That time cash was not there, 1000 rupees was there, I paid and I told them keep it. Keep it means not keep the change. Keep it is something like next month bill, you have to adjust that 300. Friends, yes or no sir? Yes, sir. Next month bill, they have to adjust that 300. So it is as good as this 300 is an advance received. Correct, no sir? On advances, will GST liability arise? This is service only. Airtel telephone bill is service only. It is not goods. Now tell me, this 300 extra what they got. I repeat, this 300 extra what they got, it is as good as an advance. Should they pay GST on this? But they gave a small relief where they told if excess amount is received beyond the invoice amount. How much is invoice amount? 700. Excess amount is received beyond invoice. What is excess amount? 300. If the excess amount is up to 1000 rupees, if excess amount is up to 1000 rupees, GST can be paid at the time of receipt of such excess amount or at the time when excess amount is adjusted. Option is given to supplier. That means they told Airtel Babu, how much extra you got? 300. You can pay tax now. Or do one thing, next month bill, you'll adjust that 300 now. That time you pay tax. It's okay. Enjoy. Getting clarity? Yes, but one small point. Imagine bill is 700, Shivateja paid 2000. How much extra I paid? On the 1300, Airtel should treat that 1300 as advance and pay GST at the time of receipt of advance. Getting clarity? Speak out. Put side heading special point. Don't write, wait. Write down. If supplier receives amount, in excess of invoice amount, if supplier receives amount in excess of invoice amount, if supplier receives amount in excess of invoice amount and such excess, if supplier receives amount in excess of invoice amount and such excess is up to 1000, such excess is up to how much, sir? 1000. Then supplier may, sir, what is up to 1000? Excess is up to 1000, not the bill. Excess is up to 1000. Then supplier may pay tax on such excess amount at the time of receipt of such excess amount, at the time of receipt of such excess amount, at the time of receipt of such excess amount, at the time of receipt of such excess amount, or at the time when such excess amount is adjusted in next invoice. Underline that word, excess amount up to 1000. Underline that word, excess amount up to 1000. Are we clear with this? Take the example. So are we done? Can we proceed? Very good. So we're done with section 12 and section 13. Now let's talk about section 14. Sorry, sir? Advances? Right. So this point will logically apply only to services, because in case of goods we do not pay GST on advances. What is your doubt? Why they are not charging on the advances for goods? So logic is very simple, sir. Prior to GST we had the concept of VAT, we had the concept of service tax. In service tax there was some rules called point of taxation rules. Same like time of supply only. In that point of taxation rules also they clearly told on advances please pay GST. But in case of goods where VAT was for intrastate sale, CST was for intrastate sale, there always the story of tax would have come only when invoice is issued for goods. But for advances there was never a concept of VAT or CST. First time when GST came they told for goods also pay GST on advances. Then they realized this is creating a big problem in the market, because so far we are not used to that concept of paying tax on advances for goods, because it was not there before. So with effect from 15th July 2017, that date is in your book also, as per notification 66 by 2017, with effect from 15th July 2017, they removed that concept and they told henceforth don't pay tax on advances, pay only on invoice. So in services they didn't, no services, nobody shouted in India. Why nobody shouted? Because in service tax also they are paying, now also they are paying. Any new thing came? But in goods, a new concept has come, people started shouting, GST council told okay, will remove. Because any decision, any change in the GST will be done by central government on the recommendations of GST council. Remember that, no? Article 279A, central weight 1/3, all states together 2/3. To pass resolution there should be 3/4 majority. Remember that point, no? So that is the only reason why in case of goods it is not there. ఇంకా వేరే రీజన్ ఏ లేదు, అదొక్కటే రీజన్. Can I proceed? Which section we are talking? Section 14. Time of supply in case of what, sir? Change in rate of tax. I repeat, time of supply in case of change in rate of tax. And this concept will logically apply only to services but not to goods, for a simple reason, because in case of goods always the answer is date of invoice, which is actual date or last date, whichever is earlier. In case of goods that is a standard answer. I repeat, my dear friends, in case of goods that is a standard answer, date of invoice or last date when invoices ought to have been issued, whichever is exactly. Are we clear, everybody? Good. Section 14. Time of supply in case of what? Change in rate of tax. Listen. Sir, we have got three important dates. Number one, date of invoice. Number two, date of completion of service. Last one, date of payment. These are the three important dates. And the point to be noted is, in between these three dates, we are talking about special cases. We are talking about special cases where in between these three dates, there is a change in rate of tax. In between these three dates, there is what, sir? Change in rate of tax. That case is what we are trying to understand. A small example for that. For example, when I gave service, the rate of GST was 18%. But by the time I gave invoice, government reduced 18% to 12%. Or 18 became 28. Lot of times they keep changing the GST rate based on the market requirements. Correct? Friends, getting clarity? Now listen, I'll ask you one question. What is the meaning of this word date of payment? Date when payment is? Or credited in bank. When you pass entry in books or when you got money in bank. Whichever is. If it is RCM, we will not use the word credited, we will use the word debited. This point we know, sir? Speak out. Now listen. One special point only for section 14. The special point is only for which section, sir? Section 14. What did they tell? Listen carefully, sir. They told interesting point. If credit in bank account, if what, sir? Is after 4 working days from change in rate. Come on, friends, read that line. What did I write? If credit in bank account. Sir, Malli, come on. If credit in bank account is after 4 working days from change in rate. So after 4 working days from change in rate, there is a credit in bank account. I repeat once again. If the credit in bank account is after 4 working days from change in rate, then date of payment is equal to date of credit in bank account. Let me give a small example to understand this better, then we will write down. Listen. Sir, payment entered in books on 20th or let's say 28th August 21. Sir, okay na, sir? Sir, why there is a difference between payment entered in books and credited in bank account? For example, sir, simple example let me give you, sir. Understand easily. Imagine I gave service to a customer. Customer gave me check. The moment he gives me check, as per my books of accounts, payment is received, sir. Speak out. After 2 days, I send the check to the bank. After 3 days, amount came in bank. The day when amount came in bank is different. The day when I pass entry in my books is different. Sir, please concentrate. I'm telling you. Fun aside, subject aside. When I'm teaching concept, we don't do time pass. Please, serious. After class is over, you come with me outside. We'll dance on the road. We will jump, celebrate. But during subject, please, very serious. Come on. What is it I'm talking, my dear friends? When check has come to me, imagine check has come today. If the check has come today, it's not necessary that amount will also come in bank today only. After 1-2 days, I go to the bank, deposited the check in the bank account. Bank will take another 1-2 days to clear the check. Correct? One possibility. Sometimes possibility what will happen is customer directly transferred money to my bank account. So in that case, credit in bank account is first. Then I will pass my entry in books. Possible, no, friends? Now listen. When did I enter payment in the books? 28th August 21. Then credited in the bank account on 6th September 21. 6th September 21. And there is a change in rate of tax. There is a change in rate of tax with effect from 1/9/21. Now I will ask you one straight question. Sir, there are only 3 important dates what we want to determine time of supply. The 3 important dates are date of invoice, that we know. Second, date of completion of service, that we know. The third most important is date of payment. In general, I repeat again, in general, one last time, in general, date of payment means date when payment is entered in the books or date when payment is created in the bank, whichever is earlier. That means what should have been my answer? 28th August. Ante kada, sir? Now, but the special point, I told you, but the special point which is there only in section 14. This is not there in 12 and 13. These are only in 14, where they clearly told in the law, if credit in the bank account, if what in the bank account? Credit in the bank account is after 4 working days from change in rate. When is the change in rate? 1st September. When is the credit in bank account? So it is after 4 working days. After 4 what days, sir? If this condition is satisfied, then my date of payment for determining time of supply, my date of payment for determining 6th September 21. Actually it should have been whichever is earlier. But since my credit in bank account is after 4 working days from change in rate of tax, law told please consider credit in bank account. Are we getting clarity? Sir, this section is important. Practical also both Khatarnak section hai. Q, that is important. Why it is very important? Because suddenly 12% rate became 18%, 18 became 28, or 28 became 12. Now big question what will come in mind is, what rate should I pay to the government? For that, this time of supply will help. For that, section 14 will help. Are we understanding, friends? Speak out, sir. Let me complete section 14, then you can rate. Okay? But first let me complete. With this concept is over. 3 important dates. What are 3 important dates? Date of completion of service. That's all, sir. Last column, I'll determine my time of supply. Law told, if service is done before change in rate, please concentrate. Service is done when? Before change in rate. Service I have done when it was 12%. 12%. After rate became 18%. Invoice is after, payment also after. What did you understand? Service is before change in rate. Invoice and payment is. Now what rate should I apply? Law told date of invoice or date of payment. Why WIE? What does that mean? Whichever is earlier. Getting clarity? Speak out. Next point. Service is before. Service is before means before change in rate. Invoice also before change in rate. Payment came after change in rate. Then they told, please consider date of invoice. Because invoice is along with service. Both are before change. Clear? Next. Service is before change in rate. Invoice is after change in rate. But payment came before change in rate. They told the answer is date of payment. So if you observe carefully, simple line I will tell, wherever there is a majority. ఇక్కడ చూస్తే ఇక్కడ 2 చోట్ల BB ఉంది. అంతే కదా సార్? Then they told take date of invoice. Here these 2 is BB. Then told date of payment. There is only one. Both are after. Whichever is. Are we getting the logic there? Simple principle. Just keep in mind. Sir. Everybody. Next question. Service is before. Invoice also before change. Payment also before change. Speak out. Whichever is. Wonderful. Section 14 will not apply. You have to apply common sense. Where I clearly told you, section 14 will apply only when there is a change in rate of tax. When there is no change at all, why section 14 will come? If 14 does not apply, what will apply? 13 will apply. General rule for general service, RCM 13.3, voucher 13.4, residual case 13.5, additional value 13.6. Clear, no sir? Understanding, sir? Excellent, sir. Story is not yet over. Picture abhi baki hai. Next point. Service after change. Invoice before, payment also before. Then they told Date of invoice. Then after, before. Date of invoice. After, before, after. Date of payment. After. I hope you got clarity on this. Speak out. We will solve questions, don't worry. But first is concept, first clarity, then execution. Are we getting clarity on this concept? These are all the story of which sections are section? Excellent. What is section 12? Time of supply in case of goods. Section 13? Time of supply in case of services. Section 14? Time of supply in case of change in rate of tax. Full clarity? Take it. Composition. Composition tax expense story is totally different, sir, because he will be considered only the goods story. So invoice only will come into picture, and moreover he will not issue invoice. He will issue a document called bill of supply. Based on that only we will consider. And for him, change in rate of tax story will not come in picture only, because for him it is always 0.5, 0.5, 2.5 plus 2.5. Because generally government doesn't change. In last 5 years they never changed. Are we done? Can we proceed? Yeah? Before we start next topic, let's discuss some interesting questions. Right, question number 1. Determine time of supply for goods covered under RCM. For goods covered under RCM. For goods covered under RCM in following cases. In following cases. Case number 1. Case number 1. Date of invoice. Case 1. Date of invoice. 1st July 2019. 1st July 2019. Comma. Date of receipt of goods. Date of receipt of goods. 20th July 2019. 20th July 2019. What else you want? Date of payment. Date of payment. Not available. Date of payment not available. Correct, no? Second bit. Sir, I hope the question is clear. Second bit. Date of invoice. Date of invoice. 1st July 2019. Date of invoice. 1st July 2019. Next. Date of receipt of goods. Date of receipt of goods. Date of receipt of goods. 4th August 2019. 4th August 2019. Full stop. Date of payment. Date of payment. Date of payment. 6th August 2019. Come on, tell the answer for these 2 points. 2 minutes, come on, quick. Quick, tell me the answer. Only 2 minutes, not more than that. I want the answer. So I gave 2 bits. First bit, second bit. First bit, what is the answer? So time is running. You are at exam center, sitting before computer. You cannot see left and right. If you see left and right, you are disqualified. See only the question paper. See only the screen. Tell the answer. Come on. First bit, what is the answer, sir? 20th July 2019. Second bit. 1st August. Excellent. Why 1st August? 31st day from date of invoice. That is the earliest. Correct, no? We should see 3 important dates. Date of payment, date of receipt of goods, 31st day from date of invoice. Whichever is earlier. Very good. Clear, no? Yes, my dear friend, you got the answer or not? Date of payment, Date of receipt of goods, 31st day from date of invoice, whichever is earlier. So first bit answer is 20th July. Second bit answer is 1st of August. So are we clear? Speak out. Next question. Hello. Next question. Ramesh supplied services. Ramesh supplied services to. Ramesh supplied services to Suresh. Ramesh supplied services to Suresh on 29th December 2019. 29th December 2019. Full stop. Invoice is issued on 2nd Jan. And payment is credited in bank. Payment is credited in bank on 29th December. Full stop. Payment is credited in bank on 29th December. Full stop. On 1st January. On 1st January, rate of GST for that service. On 1st January, the rate of GST for such service is changed from 12 to 18. Is changed from 12% to 18%. Tell me the answer. Determine time of supply. Determine TOS. Only 1 minute. Sir, for the question what you asked with regard to composition and registered person, in that case he has to end up paying tax, because ultimately he is going to pay tax only 0.5 and is not going to give invoice at all. Since invoice is actually not present in the picture, when payment comes he will pay the tax. Whenever payment comes he will pay the tax, because invoice is not there in picture for him. Okay, no? Done. Yeah, this question, what is the answer? 29th. Excellent, perfect answer. Which section? Section? Very good. Time of supply in case of what? Change in rate of tax. Excellent. Next question. there was an increase in tax rate. There was an increase in tax rate. There was an increase in tax rate. There was an increase in tax rate from 18% to 28%. There was an increase in tax rate from 18 to 28% with effect from 1/1/22. With effect from 1/1/22. What is the tax rate applicable? What is the tax rate applicable if service is supplied? If service is supplied in December, service is supplied in December and invoice is received in, invoice is issued in, and invoice is issued in December, and invoice is issued in December, but payment is received in February. నా క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటి? But payment is received in February. My question is, what is the rate applicable? 18%. That's it. Some talented people are telling 12%. 18 became 28. What will you apply? 18, because if you look at time of supply, what is the answer for time of supply? Data of invoice. Correct? No, because service is before, invoice is before, payment is after. So we'll see data of invoice. That day, what is the rate? 18%. We'll apply that rate. Simple. You have to type final answer. If that is gone, everything is gone. Friends, correct? No? Speak out. One last question. Pakka. Mr. A provides following details. Mr. A provides following details and request you to determine time of supply. Take 3 columns like this: DOCOs, DOI, DOP. 10th October, 30th October, 5th November. 10th October, 30th October, 5th October part, and 5th November balance. 5th October part payment came and balance came 5th November. Got the question, no? Sir. 10th October, 15th November, 7th November. Tenth October, 15th November, 7th October. 10th October, 15th November, 20th November. That's it. 5 points. Sorry? No change in rate of tax. There is no change in rate of tax. Which section will apply, what you will apply, your wish. Some friends are asking, sir, is there a change in rate of tax? I am telling. Did I tell? No. Some are asking, sir, is it RCM? Did I tell? That's all. Students are telling, nothing you gave now, sir. What should we do? General rule. Correct, no? Come on, do it. Last 2 minutes. So done? Tell me, first bit, what is the answer? 30th? First bit, the answer is 30th October. Excellent. Second bit? 5th October, 5th October and 30th October. Correct, my dear friends? For part payment 5th October, for balance part 30th October. For each part you should determine separately. This question came in exam. Students wrote whatever they want and institute gave whatever they want. No games with them. If you do something wrong, then they will tell CMA Institute rocked, students shocked. But do reverse. Next. 10th October. Next one. Excellent. Last one. That's it. These all we answer based on general rule 13.2. Invoice issued within time, date of invoice, date of payment, whichever is earlier. Not within time, date of completion of service, date of payment, whichever is earlier. That's it. Simple but powerful. If clarity is there, it's simple. Sir, when I was a student, my sir told me one statement which I always remember for lifetime. And I always tell my students, always, that statement what he told went so deep into my heart and brain that till my last breath I'll remember it. What he told is, in life there is nothing called easy and difficult. There are only two things called known, unknown. If you know, it's easy. If you don't know, it's difficult. Now whether you want to know or not, choice is yours. After writing exam, don't tell paper was difficult. It's not paper is difficult. It is not something what you don't know. Correct, no friends? According to me, Shivateja, for me, law is very difficult because I don't know law. Simple. I feel tax easy because we know tax more. As simple as it. Students are telling, for us everything is difficult only. Except GST. Wow! Scared. Anyways, if it is true, I am very happy then. Good. So are we clear so far? Yes, sir. Yeah? Shall we start next topic? We'll take a short break before that. Yes. Break is like this. Article 366(12)(a). You thought break means we'll go somewhere? No. Definition of GST. GST is a tax on supply of all goods or services or both, except alcohol, liquor for human consumption. Petroleum crude, high-speed diesel, natural gas, aeration turbine, fuel. GST Council. IGST is taken by central government, then shared with the state government. I told this to you already. Remember GST compensation cess? Some states lost revenue because of GST. To compensate that states, they have introduced GST compensation cess, which is used to compensate the states who lost money because of GST. Discussed? Jammu and Kashmir accepted GST. Time of supply in case of change in rate of tax. We'll talk 15, which is value of supply. We'll start soon. Section 10. Ten to A. So remember all this? Yes, everybody? Yes, excellent. Then can an interstate outward supply person get into compensation scheme? No. Interstate inward is okay? Yes. Interstate inward is okay? Yes. Can a manufacturer or trader or restaurant do some other service other than this and continue in compensation scheme? Yes, but if the value of that some other service does not exceed 10% of turnover in state in the preceding financial year or 5 lakhs, whichever is higher or lower? Higher. Excellent, higher. Clear, no? Yes, they can still continue under compensation scheme. If we get out from compensation scheme, what will happen? Pay tax on the stock. Take credit on the stock. If we go from normal to composition, whatever stock is there, pay tax, then get out. So remember all this? Speak out. Pakka clear, no? Can I convert from normal to composition whenever I want? Only before start of financial year. Composition to normal? Anytime. Logic you have to apply. Government is happy. Composition fellow will pay tax on what basis? Quarterly basis. In fact, one word I didn't tell, still let me tell you. He will pay on quarterly basis by filing one form called CMP 08. Have you wrote, huh? Okay, whatever, leave it. Will pay tax on quarterly basis by filing form CMP 08. I think I told you 0204. 02 is for opting, 04 is coming out. 08 is for quarterly payment of tax. చెప్పింది నేనే కదా. So are we clear, friends? Sir. Effective date for composition scheme. When you are asking what is effective date for composition scheme, in case where we convert from normal to composition, we have to apply before start of financial year. So from 1st April it will apply. So for example, today date is what? Let's say 20th of March 22. We are applying composition for 22-23. So we'll start from 1st April. If we come out, story is different. When we asked, when we approved, that we will see. If you are asking for withdrawal or opting, if you opt for composition, this is the answer. If you withdraw, we will write from when we want to withdraw and make an application to the officer. Officer will pass the order. Got it? And sometimes we may also withdraw because our turnover went beyond the limits. Because if we cross 1.5 crore or 75 lakhs, we can't stay in composition scheme. 50 lakhs story, I gave a small example where current year, first time taken registration, up to 20 lakhs we don't pay tax. Next to 30 lakhs, 3% plus 3%. Now balance normal rate. So this we discussed. Everybody? Speak out, friends. Manufacturer of some goods cannot take composition scheme. What are those goods? Pan masala, tobacco and tobacco substitutes, ice cream and other edible ice, whether or not containing cocoa. Then aerated waters. Excellent. Clear with all this? Everybody? Wonderful, sir. Brilliant. Then Schedule 1. Transaction regarded as supply even though there is no consideration. Schedule 2. Transactions which are neither supply of goods nor supply of services. Are we clear with these points? Everybody please do reply. Pakka clarity is there on these points? Sir, so many interesting concepts we covered so far. No compromise at all. Question will come in the exam. And for how many states this 75 lakhs is there? 8. What are those 8? Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura. Then Uttarakhand. What else? Sikkim. Please remember all these points. Everybody? Pakka? Good. Shall we start? Are we ready for discussion on value of supply? Put the heading, value of supply. Chalo, come on. Friends, now we'll start discussion about a beautiful topic known as value of supply. Take my word, 101% question will come in the exam. And we have got in our syllabus the value of supply section 15 and also valuation rules. Rule 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So many rules are there. And that will take some sweet time. But very, very important. That's why I told you, we can't complete valuation in one lecture. It will take 1-2 lectures, but very important, friends. Are we clear? But today let's talk about section 15. Pretty simple, pretty comfortable, and something very scoring. Are we ready? Let's start with section 15. Sir, why is this topic important? First of all, tell me. Don't tell me, sir, 4 marks will come in exam. Hello. Because ultimately, GST is determined as a percentage on value. What value to be considered? What is to be included? What is not to be included? Inclusions and wonderful. In 15 we have got 15.1, 15.3, 15.4, 15.5. Shit. That much only is there. 15.1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, let me talk in detail. First listen, then we can write down happily. 15.1 says, value of supply shall mean transaction value. Come on, repeat, my dear friends. Value of supply shall mean what value, sir? Transaction value. That is price paid or payable. Paid means already paid. Paid means yet to be received. Price paid or payable when supplier and recipient are not related. Obviously, because if they are related, the price will be affected price. Price won't be proper price. Price will be affected. Correct, no friends? Speak out, sir. For example, imagine my area MLA. Sir, MLA. Service by MPs, MLAs is exempt from GST. I mean, not exempt, neither regarded as supply of goods nor supply of service. Imagine my area MLA called me and told, Shivateja, I want you to file my income tax return. I told, yes sir, definitely. And he asked, in that income tax return, capital gains issue was there, so many issues were there. Generally for that work, I take a fees of 20,000. He asked how much you will take. I told 5,000. Why? MLA. Relationship will come, other non-monetary benefits will come, and tomorrow if somebody stop me, I will tell, मेरे पीछे कौन है मालूम तेरे को? Exactly. So that's where they told when they are related, price is not affected, price will be affected price. Extra and what they told is transaction value means price paid or payable when supplier and recipient are not related, and price is sole consideration. That means price is the only consideration. There is no other consideration apart from the price. If you look at my example of MLA and all, there is some other consideration or some other non-monetary consideration. For example, sir, I went to an iPhone store. I want to buy a new iPhone. He told the price is 1 lakh. I told, wow, but I don't have 1 lakh money with me. I will exchange my old phone. He told, okay, old phone value around 50,000. Other 50 you pay cash. Is 50,000 only consideration? No, there is also some other non-monetary consideration that also to be considered. But in general, what is transaction value? Price paid or payable when supplier recipient are not related, and the price is, speak out. 15.4 says, if TV is not acceptable. What is TV? Transaction value. Now I will ask you one question. When is transaction value not acceptable? When both are related persons, or both are not related but price is not sole consideration. Example, I told you, I gave a cell phone exchange. Correct, no? The law told one line answer. Go to rules. Not go to hell. Go to rules. We have got rules. 27 to 35 interesting rules are there. That will not take much time, but we need to spend some time. Clear? What is 15.1? Value of supply should always mean transaction value, which refers to what? Price paid or payable when supplier and recipient are not related and the price is sole consideration. So getting clarity everybody? Come on. If transaction is not acceptable, what will happen? Go to rules. That is 15.4. 15.5 says there are some notified supplies. There are some special notified supplies, my dear friends, such as air travel agent, life insurance business, second-hand goods, money chaining activity, vouchers. There are 5 specified business which are covered under Rule 32. Money chaining activity, air travel agent, life insurance business, second-hand goods, vouchers. We'll talk everything tomorrow in detail. Yeah? For all that notified supplies, they told, always go to. Are we getting clarity? What does 15.1 say? Value of supply should always mean transaction value, which refers to price paid or payable. When supply recipient are not related, price is sole consideration. 15.4, if the value is not acceptable, go to rules. 15.5, for notified supplies, will always go to rules. 15.2 talks about inclusions to TV. 15.3, exclusions from TV. And in that we have got so many points. That will take some time, which we'll discuss today. So what is 15.1? Yeah. Value of supply should always mean transaction value, which refers to price paid or payable. When supply and recipient are not related, and the price is sole consideration. 15.2, inclusions to transaction value. 15.3, exclusion from transaction value. 15.4, TV is not acceptable, go to rules. 15.5, notified supplies always go to rules. Are we clear? Please take it this. Take this diagram, come on. Are we done? Come on, what is 15.1? Value of supply shall generally mean transaction value, which refers to price paid or payable when supply and recipient are not related and the price is sole consideration. Correct? 15.2 is what? Inclusions to transaction value. 15.3 is exclusion from transaction value. 15.4, if transaction value is not acceptable, go to rules. 15.5, for notified supplies, we'll always go to rules. Are we clear? Everybody? Good. Let's talk about first section 15.2. 15.2 deals with what, sir? In this we have got 15.2a, 15.2b, visible? Yeah. There are 5 points here, 15.2 A, B, C, D, E. So please consider it important. Let's complete this today, please. Yeah? 15.2 A, B, C, D, E. 5 points are there in inclusions to transaction value. Let's close this today. Please cooperate. So 15.2 A talks about any tax, duty, cess, fees, etc. charged by supplier from recipient. So if any tax, duty or cess or fees is charged by supplier from recipient, that is definitely included in the value of supply. For example, let me give a small situation. Listen. Yeah. So let's say I am owner of one property. I gave the property to you on rent. Let me tell you, if a residential property is given on rent for residential purpose, it is exempt in GST. But in case of commercial property, GST will apply. I gave a commercial property to you on rent where the rent is 3 lakhs per month, per annum 36 lakhs plus GST. Now, I am required to pay municipal tax to the government of 4 lakh rupees. In general, who is liable to pay municipal tax is the owner. But what I have done is, my dear tenant, 4 lakhs municipal tax I have to pay to the government. That also I will take from you only. You have no option. You told okay, sir. And you paid me 4 lakhs extra. 36 lakhs basic rent plus 4 lakh towards municipal tax. Total how much you gave? They clarified that GST will apply on 40 lakhs, not on 36 lakhs. So any tax, duty, cess, fee charged by supplier from recipient will be included in value of supply, transaction value. Clear, friends? But one special point I'll write here. Except TCS under Income Tax Act. So a classic example for this is, in income tax there is a provision called TCS. Example for that, if you buy a motor vehicle for more than 10 lakh rupees, there is TCS at the rate of 1%. Very good. For example, I go to a showroom and I purchase one car for 20 lakhs. They have taken extra 20,000 from me towards TCS, income tax TCS. So I paid 20 lakh 20,000, but GST will apply only on 20 lakhs. TCS is not considered for calculating GST. The reason for that is simple. Whatever TCS I paid, I will take it as credit under income tax. When I pay my income tax, we know that no, total income tax payable minus TDS, TCS, balance is net payable. Correct, no friends? That is why TCS is not considered for calculating GST. Come on, what is 15.2a? Any tax, duty, cess, fee charged by supplier from recipient, except TCS under Income Tax Act. Clear? 15.2b. Small example I'll give. Simple example I'll give. Sir, when you are coming to the class, you paid some fees. Okay, right. You paid some fees, whatever, some or other fees. Now, along with the fees, along with the class, you are also getting some materials. Sir, are you paying a separate price for the material? Okay, no, because that fee is including materials. Now, let me give a small situation like this. Imagine, example only, fees is 5,000 and I told materials cost is only 1,000 rupees. 1,000 rupees, but the 5,000 is including the material cost. Okay na sir? Okay na sir? But what I told you is, my dear student, do one thing, pay me only 4,000. There is one Xerox center, there is one stationery shop, go there, pay 1,000, take your materials. Take your? Law told Shivateja, still pay GST on 5,000. The reason because the 1,000 rupees material you are supposed to provide, but that is met by a recipient. They used one language like this: supplier's obligation. So the napane gets a material else napani. Supplier's obligation in relation to supply is met by a recipient. So understood? You might ask, so practically how will they know? I'll give a small example. Same example I complete. You went and paid 1,000 rupees for that materials, no sir. That material fellow will not give bill on your name. He will give bill on my name. If he is giving bill on your name, nobody in this world will know that I told you to pay that 1,000. But the fellow will give a bill on my name. That means I am supposed to pay in that 1,000 which you are paying. I am supposed to pay that 1,000 rupees which you are paying. So supplier's obligation is met by a recipient. Understood? Speak out, sir. That is also included in value of supply. Are we clear? Are we understanding? Excellent. What is 15.2a? Any tax, duty, cess, fee charged by supplier from recipient. 15.2b. Supplier's obligation in relation to supply met by recipient. 15.2c. Any incidental expenses or anything charged by supplier from recipient. Classic example: packing charges, design charges, weighing charges, all that they collect, no sir, everything is included. For example, when we buy cell phone, if he is telling extra warranty charges, wonderful, on that also pay GST. Anything charged, GST will apply. If I tell you, I will conduct mock test, pay 100 rupees, on that also GST will apply. It's just an example. So getting clarity? When we go to theatre, he told popcorn also will give, but you have to pay extra. On the popcorn will GST apply? Yes. There is a GST on the popcorn. Cinema ticket rate 200 rupees. Okay. RRR 400 rupees. 413. In the 350 only is the value of the ticket. Balance is 18% GST. 350 ticket cost, 18% GST, total became 413. That's a logic there. Simple. Is GST there on that also? Yes. So are we clear? 15.2c. Next. 15.2 what sir? D. This point you all know. Any interest, late fee or what sir? This point came in time of supply also. Any interest, late fee, penalty charged by supplier from recipient. Sir, everybody, if you see the word, it is always charged by supplier from recipient. If you take only, GST will come. If you don't take, why GST will come? Last point, super duper point, very important point. 15.2e. Any subsidy linked to price except subsidy from Central government, state. If you get from central government to state government, we don't include that in value of supply, but if you get any other subsidy, it is included in value of supply. Let me give a small example. Shivateja is a dealer of laptops. I am selling laptop at 1 lakh. Okay? Some charitable trust people came to me and told, sir, sell at 60,000, no? I told no, only 1 lakh. Okay? Sir, speak out. They went to Mukesh Ambani, telling please sponsor laptops. Mukesh Ambani called me and told, Shivateja, give them laptop at 60,000. Balance 40,000, I will pay you. I told, okay, sir. Now on what value should I pay GST? Speak out. Exactly. That subsidy is included in the value of supply. Imagine that charitable trust went to Modi, and Modi told, central government told, Shivateja, sell them only at 60,000. Balance 40,000, government will give you. GST law is telling, pay GST only on, because subsidy from central government or state governments. Getting clarity? On this there are so many questions to solve. Because add less. Question will come in exam where they will give 5-6 points telling add less. One white paper they will give for you to practice and write the final, typing the final answer. Students become talented. They are typing answer, bracket they are showing working also. The reason because student is thinking, if answer is wrong, at least by seeing working they will give 1 mark. Hey, no games. Try to get the correct answer. You will get it. And value of supply comes in exam almost every time. So topics like value of supply, place of supply, time of supply, input tax credit, appeals and revisions, registration, they will definitely come in exam. I am not telling all topics. I know anyways, whatever I tell, you will still leave something in choice, I know. But my only point is, I don't want to leave anything in choice. Everything we'll discuss. Everything we'll learn. Clear? Take it. Take this summary. Short, sweet and cute. Finish writing? That's it. That's all for today. Balance will take for tomorrow. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.